Wow. Wisdom. This wisdom gives you a desire to get rid of sin in your life. And then secondly, not only pure, it's peaceable. Peaceable. The second thing that this wisdom overcomes is strife. Strife. Oftentimes there's strife in your life, isn't there? Between you and your mate, between you and a coworker, between you and another family member, between you and somebody else, there's strife. God says, when I give you my wisdom, you can overcome that strife. You can find a peace. There's a third thing that wisdom overcomes. It is called gentle. It is called reasonable. It overcomes my stubbornness, your stubbornness. We are stubborn, aren't we? This wisdom is not inflexible. It is easy to be entreated. Did you know the word gentle there actually, it comes from two words. It comes from the words into and fitting. The original word gentle, it comes from the word into and fitting. And it means that you are able to fit into. You're able to adapt. You know. And, sometimes I don't get my way. What happens when I don't get my way? I'm out of there, bud. No, God said, gentle, reasonable, fitting into, adapt. Wow. There's another thing that wisdom gives you victory over, not only sin and strife and stubbornness, but it's full of mercy and good fruits. And that means it gives you victory over your selfishness. Your selfishness. I did a wedding this week, and I told the two people being married, I said, listen, the greatest problem you will have is your own selfishness. When we marry people, we're putting two selfish people together. Wow, what a potential for problems. What a potential for problems, And you know what? Are you married? You need to pray for wisdom every day. Every day. Every day. I like to got killed this week by my wife. Did you know that? It's a miracle of God I'm here this morning. Not only does she have to tell me to turn on my mic and all those things, but you know what? This week, she ordered one of these American Doll deals for our granddaughter. And because the granddaughter's got a birthday coming up in a few days. And they shipped it to us. And it was delivered to our house, UPS, and they set it on the porch. Oh, don't do that. My dog was sure it was for him. When I drove up, here was the dog with stuff strewn all over the yard, and he runs up to the car with a doll leg hanging out of his mouth. He had torn that doll to shreds. And my wife was going to tear me to shreds. I knew. When she comes home, I'm dead meat. Oh, my lands. I got a sack, and I gathered everything up, all the evidence of the crime in a sack, and waited till she got home to tell her. Oh, my lands. I thought we'd be preparing for a funeral today. Lord, I'm coming home. The good news is the American Doll people they insured it, and they're going to replace it. Isn't that nice? And so we just went to UPS and said, please, do not deliver things on our porch anymore, We have a dog that is still a puppy, and he loves to tear things up. And so we have a sign on both of our doors now. It's taped right there. It says, put all deliveries in that old black car sitting out there, I knew I kept that old black car for some reason. Mercy and good fruits. My wife is a woman of mercy, or I wouldn't be here this morning. And another thing, she's from Oklahoma, And somebody gave us tickets to the game last night. And so as we were walking into the game, I called her mother and said, "Hey, Mom, be sure and watch the game. I'm the guy with red on. Be sure and look for me." And after the game, I wanted to call her, but I didn't, because it's been the other way too many times. But she did call when we were walking back to the car, and she talked to Gail. I was on the phone with a sister. I have a sister who lives in Oklahoma City, and she's a devout Cornhusker fan, and so I called her. And but actually, Gail's a converted Cornhusker, and I'm thankful for that. That God had mercy on me and gave me a wise wife. That's wisdom. You know that. Wisdom is full of mercy and good fruits. You know what? You know what it means? It means, listen, it means that you learn to think of others and overcome your selfishness. I don't naturally think of others. You don't either. Nobody has to tell me to think of Carl and, to remind me, "Oh, be sure and think of Carl today." No. Nobody has to tell you to think about yourself, And you are naturally selfish. Wisdom teaches you to overcome that and to think of others. No life is so empty as a self-centered life. No life is so centered as a self-emptied life. Isn't that good? I wish I'd have thought of that. I didn't, but I got it from somebody. I don't know who I got it from, so I can't give it credit. I'm going to say it again for you. No life is so empty as a self-centered life. No life is so centered as a self-emptied life. Wow. Wisdom helps you overcome sin and strife and stubbornness and selfishness, and one more thing, or two more things: snobbishness. Unwavering. The word unwavering means without partiality. Remember how we saw that a few weeks ago? How James talks about being impartial to people and loving people no matter what their status or whatever. And we learned that everyone is someone for whom Jesus died. Everyone is precious, and everyone is to be loved and treasured and accepted and cared for. And selfishness will help you get over your snobbishness. Here's one more thing. And then it says, without hypocrisy, selfishness will give you victory over sham. Putting on. You don't have to live your life just putting on, acting like you're something you are not. You can be real. The result of the victory of wisdom, it is peace. Verse 18, and the seed of the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. We have an incredible spirit of peace in this church. We have an incredible family spirit here, and I love it. We have that among our team, our staff. Just an incredible spirit. I don't have to dread going to staff meeting. I don't have to dread meeting with the deacons or anything. We have an incredible spirit. It's amazing. Why? Because we're a praying church, and we seek God, and we ask Him for wisdom every day. A wise person is a peacemaker.